Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Poe Talk, where we discuss grammar and all things Edgar Allan Poe. Today, we're going to be tackling the topic of affect versus effect. We all know it's tricky to figure out which word to use and when, but after this video, you'll be an expert. Unfortunately, Poe's out sick with the bird flu, which I obviously had nothing to do with. But no worries, I am Poe's trusty pet raven, and I will be your host today. So let's fly right into it. First, it's important to note that affect and effect are homophones. Homophones are two or more words that have the same pronunciation but have different spellings or meanings. Affect and effect may sound the same, but they are two different parts of speech and they mean two different things. So, other than being homophones, what is the difference between affect and effect? Well, affect is typically used as a verb. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, affect means to influence or produce change in someone or something. On the other hand, effect is typically used as a noun. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, effect is the result of a particular influence or change. Now that I've provided some background information on these two words, let's look at some examples of affect and effect in a sentence. The first sentence is, "The bird flu affected Poe's health negatively, so he could not conduct today's show." Here, we see that affect is used to show a change in Poe's health, so it is a verb. The second sentence is, "Poe's absence today is the effect of contracting the bird flu." Here, we see that effect is used to represent the result of the change in Poe's health, so it is a noun. I know I may have ruffled a few feathers out there with the previous examples. So, to further clarify the difference between affect and effect, I have created a mnemonic device that you won't forget. When in doubt, think of your Superfly host, Raven. Remember, affect is a verb and effect is a noun. This phrase always helps me distinguish between the two. Unfortunately, because this is Poe talk and not Raven talk, I am going to use Poe's famous short story, The Cask of Amontillado, to further illustrate the difference between affect and effect. A little background for those unfamiliar with the story. A man named Montresor lures his friend, Fortunato, into the catacombs with a plan to murder him. Montresor gets Fortunato drunk, chains him to a wall, and then closes the wall in with bricks, leaving Fortunato trapped to die. I know this may seem very dark, but that's Edgar for you. Now that you know the story, let's talk about what went down with the wine. The wine affected Fortunato's judgment. Let's pull the sentence apart and see why affected acts as a verb here. The wine is the word that is doing or being something in the sentence, so it is the subject. Every sentence requires a subject and a verb. The subject, wine, needs a verb so it can carry out the action of the sentence. That is why the verb affected is used. Now let's talk about an example when effect is used as a noun. Fortunato's impaired judgment was the effect of the wine. Let's pull this sentence apart and see why effect acts as a noun here. Judgment is the word doing or being something in the sentence, so it is the subject. As I said before, every sentence requires a subject and a verb. Here, the subject already has a verb, was. The sentence does not need the word affect to cause action because the word was already is completing this job. So, the noun affect should be used. For the next set of examples, let's talk about Fortunato's imminent death. The brick wall affected Fortunato's ability to escape. Let's pull the sentence apart and see why affected acts as a verb here. The wall is a word that is doing or being something in the sentence, so it is the subject. The subject, wall, needs a verb to describe what it is doing to Fortunato. That is why the verb affected is used.